Hey there, and welcome to the weekly Asylum and Immigration Reform Recap, where I share with you 5 stories of interest for asylum seekers and those who want to stay updated on immigration news. This week, we're discussing DHS launches Keeping Families Together program for non-citizen relatives. Texas Attorney General's attempt to shut migrant aid group blocked by court, escalating tensions. Democrats shift immigration stance, emphasizing border security at convention. Trump campaign ad attacking Harris uses misleading border crisis imagery. Biden administration engages in settlement talks over asylum restrictions. I'm Brian Manning, and I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. All right, let's get to the news. First, the Department of Homeland Security has launched a new program called Keeping Families Together, allowing non-citizen spouses and stepchildren of U.S. citizens to apply for permanent residency without leaving the country. The initiative aims to enhance family unity and reduce strain on U.S. resources. Eligible applicants must have been continuously present in the U.S. since June 17, 2014, and meet specific criteria, including having a valid marriage to a U.S. citizen and no disqualifying criminal history. The application process involves submitting Form 131F through my USCIS account with a $580 fee. The program could benefit approximately 500,000 non-citizen spouses and 50,000 non-citizen stepchildren. The Director of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services emphasized that this process will remove barriers for those who qualify to live and work lawfully in the United States. The agency has begun accepting applications online. And up next, for update number 2. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton faces judicial rebuke for attempting to shut down Annunciation House, a faith-based nonprofit serving migrants. Judge Dominguez ruled Paxton's demands violated the Fourth Amendment. This action is part of a broader strategy targeting organizations aiding migrants, including legal pursuits against Catholic Charities and another organization. Critics decry Texas's efforts as politically motivated attacks on humanitarian groups. Texas business leaders continue calling for balanced immigration solutions. The legal battles highlight tensions between state authorities and aid organizations along the border. Paxton's aggressive stance shocked many, including Pope Francis. Annunciation House, operating since 1978, denies involvement in illegal activities. The ruling represents a significant setback to Paxton's efforts to compel border shelters to disclose sensitive migrant information. Despite the ruling, Paxton plans to appeal to the Texas Supreme Court, escalating the conflict. All right, it's time for our third immigration update. The Democratic Party's approach to immigration has shifted significantly since its last national convention in 2020, reflecting changing public sentiment. Speakers at the party's 2024 convention emphasized border security and tougher policies for asylum seekers, contrasting with previous years' focus on immigrant stories and rights. This change aligns with growing public desire for decreased immigration across all demographics, an issue voters have signaled is especially important to them in the run-up to presidential elections in November. The party platform now supports quicker deportations and stricter asylum rules, marking a departure from its traditionally pro-immigrant stance. Despite this rightward shift, Democrats still aim to differentiate themselves from Republicans on immigration issues. The change is attributed to public opinion turning against all types of immigration since 2020, with a majority now favoring decreased levels. This transformation represents a major political realignment for Democrats. By the way, if you want to stay updated on asylum and immigration reform news, then make sure to press the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you don't miss the next video. Okay, moving on, we're ready for update number 4. Donald Trump's first campaign ad attacking Vice President Kamala Harris contains misleading elements about immigration. Immigration advocates have pointed out. The ad criticizes Harris over America's border crisis, but uses images from Trump's own presidency. At least 3 photos were taken at the US-Mexico border in 2018 when Trump was in office, while another image was from Bosnia and Herzegovina in 2019. The ad falsely labels Harris as America's border czar, a title she never held. This continues a pattern of misleading immigration ads from Trump, including one from 2016 that showed footage from Morocco instead of the US border. A Washington Post investigation revealed these inaccuracies, highlighting ongoing concerns about misinformation in political advertising. The Trump campaign's use of outdated and irrelevant imagery undermines its critique of the current administration's border policies. And finally, our 5th immigration update for this week. Settlement discussions continue in 2 federal cases challenging the Biden administration's asylum restrictions at the southern border. The American Civil Liberties Union and the U.S. Department of Justice are engaged in talks regarding the implementation of a rule limiting asylum access. The policy, introduced in May, replaced a Trump-era pandemic measure allowing rapid expulsion of asylum seekers without proper documentation. The rule has been challenged as an impermissible overreach by the Biden administration. Plaintiffs in both the Ninth Circuit and D.C. federal court cases are seeking to resolve the disputes without further litigation. The Department of Homeland Security implemented the rule to address record migrant crossings. These legal challenges highlight ongoing tensions in U.S. immigration policy as the government attempts to manage border crossings while balancing humanitarian obligations to asylum seekers. The outcome of these cases could significantly impact future asylum procedures. And that concludes this week's immigration news. If you want to win asylum in the United States, then you should call my office today. We help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you are. Call us now to schedule an Asylum Strategy Session so that we can assist you in securing your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your immigration journey.